It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Rubes, through the playoffs, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Just head over to KFAN.com. Keyword contest to learn more and enter today. That's KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
Segment without me, Tenneby.
I contemplated it.
It wouldn't be the first time a host just would leave a segment and just wander around for a segment or two and leave it to the producer. It's happened here before.
Many times.
That's the legendary Mark Rosen who joins us now. You know, I think Sheldon took care of you. Sheldon gave you, was it called a C-pack? Z-pack. Arithmazine.
Yeah, whatever. It's an antibiotic, just to try to knock whatever. It knocks everything out of you, believe me.
You look better. You sound better.
Well, I'm trying. I mean, it's been a week plus. I mean, it's an epidemic. I mean, talking to Sheldon.
An epidemic?
In terms of the kind of symptoms that I've had, people have been hit with this cold / whatever cough, which I've had for
Could it be
a
the
week
invisible enemy, too?
No.
Is there any invisible enemy with this?
Well, there might be a little bit, but I don't have it. I'm fine. It's just been annoying more than anything. But, I needed to find something to try to knock it out. And the old Z-Pack usually helps pretty well. So you take it, 2 doses the first day, then 1. So it's pretty strong.
I would have recommended just to eat some dirt and rub some Robitussin on it, or a mustard plaster.
Mustard plaster I thought about, yeah. So
have you ever done a mustard plaster?
I have not. I'm more of a Vicks
Vapo rub.
Well, that was, growing up, that was it. Your mom's treatment all the time. And I kind of miss that stuff. That was always smelled pretty good. And put your jammies on, over it. And
let's see what AI
worked pretty well
say
about Vicks.
No,
or about mustard plaster. Oh, I don't even know what it is.
A mustard plaster is a poultice of mustard. What's a poultice?
I don't know.
Tenneby, can you look up the word Poultice?
Huh.
Could be related to Mike Tice. Poultice. Sorry, I'll send that to rewrite and have him punch it up. A mustard plaster is a poultice of mustard seed that's applied to the skin to treat pain and inflammation.
Oh, not really cold.
Poultice.
A soft, moist mass of cloth, bread, meal, herbs, etc., applied hot as a medicament to the body.
Yeah.
Well,
mustard plasters are applied to the skin to treat muscle aches, congestion, and coughing.
Well, there you go.
They can also be used to warm muscle tissues. Mustard plasters are applied with an adhesive patch. How it works? Mustard seed powder contains skin irritants that act as a counter irritant, or rube. We got a lot of those in the audience. Or rubefacient to stimulate healing. Precautions. Mustard plasters can cause skin burns, redness, and nerve damage. Inhaling the vapors can cause eye irritation, coughing, sneezing, or give you the symptoms of a man in the depths of an ether binge.
Sounds like it's the negativity in it sounds more than the positivity.
Mustard plasters should not be used on children under 6 or people that behave as if they were under the age of 6, including meat sauce, people with kidney disease, ulcers, or venous problems. They were a popular remedy in the 19th century.
I believe that. What else? They didn't have modern medicine. I mean, what
healers in ancient Egypt, China, and North Africa used mustard as a medicine. The Romans used mustard as a healing ointment and a condiment too.
Well,
so you could put it on you, get healed, and then take it and slather it all over your hot dog, I guess, too.
Well, double usage.
So there you go. Well, you look better. I'm glad you
Thank you.
Better.
Yeah, it was a trying day yesterday. Just also,
how so?
Dealing with my son. Well, I mean, he was in the midst of all that. The dangerous stuff.
Oh, is he there in Los Angeles in the midst of it?
Yeah. He's so we talked quite a while. He's below with the Hollywood.
Is he okay? Is he safe?
Yeah, he's in San Diego. He evacuated because of the more than the fire danger at the moment where he was, because he lives below without getting specific, the Hollywood sign, West Hollywood and all that area. Although a fire did break out there last night. The air quality is just horrible because it's very toxic. It's not your typical smog that you associate with L.A. because of all the fires and all the damage done with the homes and businesses that have. Much to say that it's kind of like what happened. In a much different way than in 9/11, when the buildings burned, all the computers and all the stuff that's in there also burned, of course, and so. You have a lot of toxicity in the air, and they said it was basically the equivalent of inhaling 6 cigarettes every breath you take, and he's got asthma anyway. So, plus the fact that he had no power, cell service, or internet. So it was kind of like, well, I'm going to make the decision now. He's got a buddy who lives in San Diego to get out of Dodge now before it got too crazy. And they got pretty crazy last night, so he's going to hunker down in San Diego for a couple of days and then wait and see what happens here. Hopefully everything will be better to go back home and go back to work.
Well, so, I look at
tough.
I look at a SoCal fire perimeter map.
Yeah,
and you can see it's obviously taking up. There are fires burning everywhere from near Malibu almost to Santa Monica.
Right,
but there's another fire there that's not getting as much attention. That's the Hearst fire.
Right,
and that's well north of that, north of Burbank.
Right,
but I don't think that's burned 663 acres, and I just don't think it's getting as much attention.
I talked to a really good friend of mine too in Pasadena. Got hit really hard too. That's people associate that with the Rose Bowl and beautiful area up in that area, and they lost a lot of homes as well in the last couple of days. So. It's not just one area, but so anyway, it's you just have to kind of take the precautions, and he did the smart thing and kind of talked him through it a little bit and got out.
Now, another, I think like in the case of hurricanes, they either advise you to evacuate, and then there are mandatory evacuations too.
Right.
And as you know, in the hurricane situation, there are many people, not many, but there are always people, nope.
I'm staying right here.
It's never, I've lived through 13, 14 of these things, and I ain't leaving. And then you find out, and then they always warn them. They say, would you do us a favor? Would you take a Sharpie and would you write on your arm what your name is? Because
Social Security number or something.
We need to identify you.
Yep.
I would think, especially, the hurricane, I wouldn't do it either way. If they say evacuate, I'm gone.
Yes.
Hurricane, or if it's hurricane. But a fire especially, it's hard to get away. It's hard to get away from the fires. They burn so quickly. Everything's on fire. They jump from here to there and everywhere. Right. And
depending on how the wind is blowing, it can change in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Would you rather drown or would you rather burn to death? I don't know if I got a choice. I don't want either one, but I'm getting out when the getting's good.
Yeah, so. And there were obviously mandatory. There have been over 1 million people have left city, and it's where he was, there wasn't a mandatory evacuation, but he did, I think, the smart thing, and a lot of people around there did as well. But part of it was not just the air quality, but again, going home to what? You have no power, no electricity. no. Cell service. So he had to call me from a grocery store about mile away, mile and a half away. They had it there, but it's just inconvenience compared to what, unfortunately, many people are going through. And they lose everything with your home, and it's we all know how the devastating it looks. And now, on a minor note, obviously we're waiting to hear about the football game on Monday night, and whether the Vikings and the Rams will play in Inglewood, which is quite it's 40 miles or so away from the main area, but still air quality is air quality. I think the NFL is going to wait. They're certainly going to wait another day the way it sounds, but I guess my instincts are they're going to play the game there. I'm getting a lot of pressure certainly from the Rams to host the home game there. But, they want to be smart about it, too, obviously. So the NFL will ultimately make that decision as opposed to going to Arizona.
A lot of A-listers have lost their homes.
I saw that in Palisades, yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, who portrayed,
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter, great person. John Goodman.
Oh.
Who's Miles Teller?
Miles Teller, the really good actor. He was in the movie Whiplash, I believe. Was the drummer. He was a really good young actor.
Fergie's palatial Brentwood mansion pictured.
Yeah, Brentwood got hit too.
Yeah. The home where
O.J. Simpson's
home where Matthew Perry died also got
right.
burned.
Saw that.
So
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's just a lot of other so-called normal people too. Well, we can just look at that video. I mean, it's the scope of it is hard to show on television, no matter how you try. But
I'm looking at this list of celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so out of touch. I only recognize one name.
Is that who?
Who is Leighton Meester? Do you know who Leighton Meester is?
I know the name. I don't know what.
Who is Anna Faris?
Anna Faris was in the Scary Movies.
Okay.
She made her mark, in Scary Movies.
She's hilarious.
She is very funny.
I like her.
Very good comedic timing. Yeah.
Carrie Elwes?
Yeah, she's an actress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cameron Matheson?
I don't know who that is.
Spencer Pratt?
Nope.
Heidi Montag?
Know the name.
Ricky Lake, I know. Didn't she have one of those weird
talk
TV shows?
Yeah.
And then I had her to the Brody character. Wasn't he in The Pianist? Wasn't that the name of the actor?
Oh, yeah.
What's his first name?
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the movie he was in? See, I know my Hollywood.
You got your movies down.
I know Hollywood. I got it all figured out. Well, Bright, controversial Vikings news.
Yeah, we have some, actually.
Yes, and then Deuce
involving
comes.
the quarterback situation.
We'll get to that. Mark Rosen, breaking news here on The Fan. We'll get to that. And then Deuce, we welcome him aboard at 2:34. Spread swing here on The Fan.
Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Double 13-14 pass Common Man program. I'm Common. He's tend to be the legendary Mark Rosen is here. And boy, your big screen cred, silver screen cred is quickly slipping away.
What's that?
I've gotten a couple 13-14 different text messages from people that say Carrie Elwes is an actress.
That's what he said.
I mean, an actor.
Yeah.
Who was the star of The Princess Bride.
Oh,
Rosen Smugly, an actress. No, it's a man who played Wesley, the main character.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought it was. What's the first name?
Carrie Elwes.
Oh, Carrie. I thought it was. I thought
ELWA.
All right.
Can you just say you did not know who Carrie Elwes was?
I thought it was an actor. I don't remember the name.
Well, it's an actor.
Yeah, of course. Women refer to themselves and whatever they do as actors these days. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, no, you identified Carrie. As
an actress,
but
right?
He was a man. Let's see how smart you are, Mr. Silver Screen Guy. Who is the only actor to win 2 Oscars for the same performance?
The only actor to win 2 Oscars for this, man. It should have been from The Godfather, but
Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, for
posthumous Best Actor win, or so many presumed. He was a guy. I'll have to send you the story.
What for the same performance?
His name is Harold Russell. Have you heard of Harold Russell?
No.
Harold Russell made history in the first non-professional actor to win an Oscar and the only actor to ever take home 2 statuettes for the same role for his turn in The Best Years of Our Lives.
Okay.
They had there was a war picture and they needed an amputee, and he was a war guy. So they put him in as a non-actor, and he won an award for it. And then he was in the movie, and he won a different movie, and he won an award for that. Or played the same character in a different movie with the same character, and he won
Best Years of My Life. Yeah, I remember the movie.
Yeah.
So what did Chadwick win it for?
I got the wrong guy. Sorry, I was reading the wrong story.
Okay, I was wondering. I thought, well, he's
so it was the Russell character. Anyway, you have breaking.
Well, I think it's something that you guys carry the KOC news conference, and I think that it's significant, and it may not be significant at all. The fact that Daniel Jones is now on the active roster could be interpreted just as a potential of him, signing with another team in the offseason, the Vikings getting a compensatory pick for him.
Correct.
Or, and as KOC definitely, kind of sidestep today, is that, well, who's the backup to Sam Darnold? Is it Nick Mullins or is it Daniel Jones? And he didn't answer the question, really. So the fact that he said that Jones has definitely progressed, he's gotten a lot of really good work in both running scout team and just extra work here. And then when he working with Josh McCown, blah, blah, blah. The best way I can put it is that we're doing everything we can to get Sam ready to go, but at the same time, whether it's Nick or then he kind of, went through the whole thing. It's a fluid thing the rest of the way. We're going to do whatever we think gives us the best chance to win. So will Daniel Jones, in fact, be the backup on Monday night?
Do you think he'll be the backup on Monday night? Do you
Yes.
think that if Sam Darnold, let's say he struggles mightily, much like he did against, and the Vikings find themselves down 17-3, 17-6 at the half, does Danny Dimes start at quarterback in the second half or not?
It would take a lot, but I think when your season's on the line, and if indeed as he's having the same struggles as he did last week against the Lions, and especially in the red zone, you do what you have to do. That would be an interesting, out of the box sort of decision to make, to put Danny Jones in there. But listen, that's what the best coaches end up doing, that type of thing. And
Tennessee Deuce is in the vestibule. Do you mind grabbing him so he's just not out there rotting away?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's kind of one of those things where, what are the Vikings' thoughts about Daniel Jones beyond this season? If Darnold hits the free agent market and hits, free agency and signs with another team, and you got J.J. McCarthy here, and then you got Daniel Jones, and, it's not a bad guy to have around on your roster. If you have a veteran presence. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what their plans are, but the fact that they've activated him isn't a surprise because of the big picture. Again, trying to get if he signs, the Vikings get a pick for him. But it's also like, well, we'll see on Monday night. That'll be interesting. They're only going to suit up 2. Who's going to be the second guy? So whether it be, and we've seen Darnold get nicked up a little bit, and Mullins has only thrown 2 passes this year, right? And I think he completed both of them. But Darnold, just got nicked up a little bit with his ankle and whatnot, and hopefully he'll stay healthy the whole game.
If they had to go in a different direction for quarterback, be it poor performance or injury, would you rather see it Danny Dimes or Nick Mullins?
Danny Dimes.
Really?
Yes, because of his experience. Yeah, I would. I know the Giants are
probably doesn't know the offense that well.
Oh, I think he knows it just fine.
And not as well as Nick Mullins. Well, this is a complicated offense, Mark.
It's not a question of knowing the offense. It's
very complicated.
How to perform under that kind of pressure, and I don't know. It's something that hopefully we won't have to think about or deal with.
Tennessee, how about you, Tennessee? Let's say you have to replace Sam Darnold after the first half, either be because of poor performance and injury. Would you rather go, if you were the coach, if you're making the decision, Nick Mullins or Danny Dimes, would you rather see play? Rosen would go with Danny Dimes.
I think this is all coach speak.
Well,
I think this is all we're going to make them study as much as possible. We're not going to give them any information. It's a big playoff game.
But someone's going to be the backup.
Nick Mullins has been the backup. Daniel Jones was on practice squad. You can't tell me they've gotten like this great look at Daniel Jones in practice and be like, oh, he's ready to go as our backup. I don't believe it.
I tend to agree with you.
Okay.
It would have to take historically poor play for them to pull Darnold.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah. Injury, that's a whole nother ball. No whole other thing.
I think
Mullins is a backup. I think it's just he's just playing the coach speak game.
So he's going to be on the active roster, but he just won't even suit up, basically.
I don't know if he will be.
Yeah, he might be right. I don't know. We'll find out. Just an interesting sidebar to the news conference today, and something that Kevin Seifert wrote about as well today.
Someone sent...
because they brought Daniel Jones up, but that was a procedural move.
Right. I agree.
Why wouldn't he have been ready to be your backup a week ago against Detroit? Why now?
Maybe because of Darnold's performance. I don't know.
Brilliant!
Maybe KOC looked at it and went, well, we got to...
But even if he performed well, if you thought Daniel Jones is a better backup, you would have had him as your backup last week.
This comes from Kyle and Isanti. Says, can't they suit up 3 QBs? Isn't there a new rule in the playoffs because of what happened to the 49ers a couple of years ago? Isn't that true?
You can have a third quarterback, I believe, signed up, yes. But there's going to be, I think there'll still be
So we've got Darnold, we got Mullins, we got Jones. We had a third before Jones got here, right?
Yeah.
And he's
they just
long
signed
gone.
back.
He
No,
went
they
back
just
to the
put him back
practice.
on the practice squad.
Yeah. He's
Well,
not
then they're going to have
activated.
3 quarterbacks activated, it sounds like to me. There'll be Danny Jones.
Well,
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes. Sorry, Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's do
just
this.
A little sidebar.
Let's break. Final segment of the day of the Boys Day. We're
this is
getting
not
down
gonna
to it.
end well
We
for
call
me.
it Spread Swing. That's next on the
We got
Fan.
new rules, yeah.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to The Fan.
It's a little ditty, and it ain't about Jack and Diane. It's about Rosen, Deuce, Common, Antenna B. It's Spread Swing!
Spread Swing.
Spread Swing, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows. We laughed, we cried.
I cried.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I'm not even. I'm not even aware of the results.
Last week killed me.
I'm not sure what they are. Deuce, how you doing?
Doing pretty well.
Deuce.
The spread swing squeeze, it hasn't really been highs and lows for me. It's just been lows.
Yeah.
And can you even call it lows if you've just been like plummeting so far that you're kind of just staying steady at like the negative 50, 60 point level?
We were talking.
Actually, that's good score for you, historically.
Well, we were talking movies earlier, and if your spread swing performance was anything like a movie, you'd be. You have to use a movie title. It'd be Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Why did you laugh at you like that?
Because he's a gadfly. He can't even cut his own son a break. That's why he's truly one of the most irritating
why?
people.
It's because I'm trying to deflect from my own woeful shortcomings and inadequacies, which are many.
Well, there's that.
Tennessee, what's going on over there with the scoreboard?
Let's go back to last week.
Oh, boy.
Last week of the regular season. If you recall, 3 of us were within 10 points of the lead. Mark Rosen was in lead with 145.
That disappeared.
I was in second at 143. Common, you were in third at 135. And Deuce was in last at minus 32.5. But there was only one person here that did not have a negative score last week. And that was Deuce.
What? Now what?
All I know is Deuce is 4-0 since using the app or the internet to help him pick scores
The random
out.
steering wheel.
Deuce, you had New England +2 against Buffalo, and they won the game by 7.
There you go.
So you gained 9 points
Wow.
there. You had Dallas +5 against Washington, and you doubled down. They lost, but by 4. So you gained a point, and then the double down got you 2 points.
All right.
So on the week, Deuce, you got 11. You ended up finishing the regular season at minus 21.5.
That's a career year for me.
It is, and I got an idea. Why don't you spin that wheel, or what do you call it?
It's just a random just a wheel.
What's called random generator?
Like,
How did you?
I just
All the
look up
NFL teams.
NFL teams random generator wheel.
Why don't you do a Nebraska finals wheel generator? Maybe you can pass.
Boy.
Sorry. I should have worked. I should have worked on that before, but it's just okay.
Common, you went into the week in third place. Yep. You were 10 points behind Mark Rosen for first. And you had a heck of a performance from your Motor City Kitties, your Detroit Lions. You had Detroit minus 3 against the Minnesota Vikings. They won by 22, so you gained 19 points.
Whoa, 19.
Hey-oh. But, and it's a big but, you also had Atlanta minus 7.5 against Carolina, and you doubled down.
No. What are you guys laughing about?
It doesn't get any better.
No, mine's coming up, so I can't laugh.
They lost by 6, which means your minus 13.5 turned into a minus 27. So on the week, you lost 8 points. You end up at 127.
Oh, it's too good.
I was at 143. I lost both of my matchups. I had the other side of Deuce's generator. I had Washington minus 5, and I had the double down. They won.
I feel so bad.
They won by 4, so I lost a point, but then I lost 2 points on the double down. I had Seattle minus 6.5 and doubled down. They won, but just by 5, so that 1.5 loss turned into a minus 3. So on the week, I went minus 5.
No, but just wait.
But then you have Mark Rosen.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
1 out of 2.
Rosie.
The good news was...
Let's talk about the good one, Rosie.
Yeah, let's talk about the good one.
Yeah, you had the LA Chargers minus 4 against Vegas. They won by 14. You gained 10 points.
Why didn't I double down on that one?
Well, then he must have won.
Heading into Sunday night, you're in prime position
Right.
to take home the regular season edition of NFL Spread Swing.
Third quarter, I think it's all in the bag.
But you had the Minnesota Vikings plus 3, and you doubled down.
Oh, Lord.
So
Thanks a lot, Sam.
Your minus 19 with the double down turned into minus 38.
Oh, that hurts.
So your regular season winner is who?
So your fourth place
Oh, my
is
God.
Deuce at minus 21.5. In the last week, he was leading all season long, but just like Sam Darnold, he choked in the big game.
Whoa.
Mark Rosen finishes third
Man.
at 117.
That's a good score,
The
though.
common man finishes second at 127, and your winner for the second season in a row of NFL Spread Swing regular season edition would be me. I finished with 130. I backed into the playoffs. I lost both my matches and won.
How much did I lose to you by?
11.
So had I reversed the double down, I would have won, right?
If you had your double down on the other team.
Yeah, same
If you
here.
would have got Detroit double. Same with Rosen, yeah.
Yeah, I should have taken the other team and doubled down. I got caught up in
doubted the Kitties.
You doubted him.
third quarter. That was in the bag.
Should we go over our new playoff format for
let's hear
NFL Spread Swing?
Okay.
Yep.
So we have 4 of us. Common, Rosen,
Now, let me ask you a question.
Deuce. Yes.
Are we going to have a regular season champion playoff and then combine the two and have an overall, or how do we do that? Or
Let's do a separate playoff
All right,
champion.
very good.
I like it. Then I'm back in.
You're back,
you're back.
For now.
Back in the race.
It might be temporary because we have a new rule, Deuce. Ooh. We're going to do a playoff edition of Spread Swing. We're all 4 of us. I think we should all just be able to pick our own. We shouldn't be able to pick the same teams for this week. And for the first 2 weeks, we can't pick the same teams. So even though there's less matchups, you still got to find
a different team.
A team that has not been selected.
I like
Okay,
that.
sounds fair. That sounds fair.
Who's ever in last place after this week will be eliminated from NFL playoff Spread Swing. We'll move on to 3 people next week. So if you take last this week, you're gone.
So, Deuce, your
You're
Thursdays
done.
will be freed up after this week.
This will be the last one where I'm occupied.
Well, we
between
still need you to
2:30
come
and
on just so
3.
we can do the laugh.
It doesn't get any better.
And then after next week's playoff week, another person will be eliminated. We'll be down to 2 for the final 2 weeks.
Okay.
Wow.
And for the final 2 weeks, because there's less games, you will be allowed to pick the same games.
All right.
Does that sound good? Everyone
Sounds fair.
understand?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yep.
I'm on board
I think
with
I
that.
get it, yeah.
Spread swing.
We're going to go in the order of the regular season finish. So it's going to go Deuce, Mark Rosen, Common, and then me, Teneby.
And this is the only time that Deuce is first.
What? No, I mean,
It's first every week.
first to pick, but now we're in the postseason. We're all tied.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to do a bad joke.
It's all right. It's zeros.
Instead of being second, Deuce, you're first.
Right. Well,
sorry. You're Uno rather than Duso.
I am Uno rather than Duso.
Maybe the comedy is too highbrow for you guys, and it's going over your head.
They said you would never play all those venues in Minnesota. Yes. They said you never play them. They said,
"Look at me now.
Look at them now." I think what I'm about to do. Look, I'm on board. I'm all in. I'm gonna be the postseason champion. But given my track record, I think this prediction is about to make a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans very happy because I think the Rams are going to beat the Vikings.
Why would that make Viking fans happy?
No, I see because
he'll be wrong.
I see. Yeah, right.
So if the track record proves to be correct, then the Vikings will cruise to Ford Field to take on the Motor City Kitties next week. But I think the Rams are going to win because when you have a game that's as bad as what happened last week, when you get shut out so badly in the red zone, I don't care how good your locker room presence is as a coach or a coaching staff. I don't care how much you can motivate a team to say, you know what, brand new week, let's go 1-0 this week. That kind of bad performance sticks with the team. And I think I'm not saying that the Rams are going to completely shut them down, but I think it's going to be hanging in the back of everyone on that Vikings offense is going to be in the back of their head how last week we just got shut out, basically completely shut out in the red zone touchdowns wise. This team beat us earlier in the year. We're going on the road, and you know that body clock, all that circadian rhythm, this, that, and that. I think the Rams are going to go out and beat the Minnesota Vikings. They're underdogs at home. I think that's going to motivate them. I'll take the Rams.
Now, the
purple are going to bounce back. Kevin O'Connell's an offensive mastermind. Darnold had a bad week. The Vikings are going to just
so you know, though, if the Vikings win, they don't necessarily go to Detroit. If Green Bay were to beat Philadelphia or Washington were to beat Tampa Bay, one of those two teams.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Now, I do have a controversial question to ask.
All right, let's hear it.
So it is possible the venue gets moved. Right, they end up playing in Arizona instead of Los Angeles. I did see a note that from a sportsbook's perspective, that if the game gets moved, all bets that have been made up to this point are canceled.
They're
all gone.
No kidding?
Are you serious?
And then they readjust the point spread because LA no longer has home field advantage.
Right. Vikings
so if that happens, are we still giving Deuce the +1, or at that point, let's say the Vikings are favored by 3 or they're favored by 4, do we adjust that point spread for Deuce?
What do we think?
No, I think you just keep it the way it is. My opinion.
Okay. It doesn't matter to me. I'm neutral on that.
I'm fine with that.
That's probably because Rosen wants to pick the Vikings. He wants the points.
Hey.
Exactly right.
Do you agree, Common?
Well, if it's to benefit Rosen, no, I want to benefit my boy now. I thought he was doing this because he felt that was the way to do it. He's doing it because
he wants to pick the Vikings.
Because he wants to pick the Vikings. No, I think the number should change.
Well, let's have a vote. If the point spread changes, who thinks it should change?
I think it should change.
All right, 3-on-1.
3-on-1.
You guys are awful. What's it going to change to?
I don't know.
Like it'll probably be Minnesota -3, -4.
Yeah.
I don't think it. No, it won't be -4.
Oh yeah.
No, they're playing in Arizona. They're not playing at U.S. Bank.
That's all right.
If the Vikings were playing at U.S. Bank, they wouldn't be more than 3-point favorites.
No, whatever. We're going with it. We change it. We go with the point spread change.
I'm not going to shy away from.
We'll go with whatever it is on the website that I use for the point spreads. Okay. That's what we'll go with. If it changes,
that's fine.
I approve.
Spread swing.
Mark Rosen, you're second.
I rode this horse a lot this year, and I'm not going to get discouraged because the Vikings should have had 4 more touchdowns against the Lions. We all know that they bleeped the bed, and that was unusual. I can't wait for them to play Detroit again. And I just think that, I think they can.
We don't know they're going to play Detroit.
No, they may not. But I'm going to take the Vikings against the Rams. I think they're going to be much better prepared than they were when they had to play in 4 days after losing to the Kitties, in October, whenever that was. So the fact that right now they're only 1-point favorites, I think they're going to win the game. So I'll take my chances and roll with the fact that the offense will be a lot more effective this week. I think they lit a fire under Sammy Darnold, and we'll see them resume their old ways and do what they have to do to beat the Rams this week. So I'll take Minnesota.
Shocking.
Well, I mean,
Spread swing.
Worked out well for you last week.
Well, it did. Whatever the third quarter.
Rosen, you danced with the girl who brought you. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all we know about football.
Exactly.
I know they're not playing, but I have to play the music anyways. It's for
you have to.
It's for Mojo.
They got 2 weeks off, so
They do have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
off. I'm going to go... I really don't see any of the underdogs pulling any kind of an upset in any way, shape, or form, other than Chargers are a 3-point favorite on the road, right?
Yes,
I'll take Houston. I think I know they probably haven't played as well as they would have liked to. And of course, as a couple of emailers said, it's all about Vegas, whatever they think.
Right.
Vegas thought they would play better. I think Houston is going to. Their quarterback's not hurt, is he?
CJ? No,
CJ Stroud.
Then I'm going to go with Houston. I think they're going to. And look, I like Jimmy Harbaugh and I like the Chargers and all that, but I think Houston at home is going to win that game. I'll take Houston and I'll get the 3
Plus
points.
3.
All right.
Spread swing.
Common, who's the team I said that is that under the radar team in the NFC that I would be a little concerned about playing? Mm-hmm. That would be
Tampa Bay.
And they are favored by 3 points over Washington. And like I said, I think Tampa Bay is dangerous. They had to earn their way in. Their offense has been pretty darn good all season long with Baker Mayfield. And it's the old rookie quarterback playing his first game in the playoffs. Let's just face it. The playoffs is a different level of intensity, different level of speed. And he's got to go on the road. I think he's going to face a ruckus Tampa Bay crowd. So I think Jaden might struggle a little bit in this game. I'm going to go Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3.
Spread swing.
Someone said, I thought you guys said you could not pick the same game in this. You can't pick the same winner.
Same
you
team.
can pick
Can't say the same winner.
You can pick the same game just so you're on the opposite.
We have to pick the same game because there's only 6 games.
Yeah,
exactly.
8 picks.
Just wanted to clear that up with the with the listeners.
So like Common or I cannot take Minnesota or Los Angeles in that game because they've both been taken.
Correct.
Yes.
But we can go head to head all we want. That's what this is all about. It's a postseason, baby.
Yeah, it's postseason.
It's
Guys are
dramatic.
laying out a line. They're
Guys
in
are
the
laying
training
out. It's
room.
bandwagon. And I think the only lock that I really see now, there's no locks. It's postseason on any given Sunday or Saturday or Monday night.
Right.
Any night, anything can happen. But I think that this is Buffalo's year. I know Denver has looked pretty hot, but I like Buffalo. I think they're going to pose Kansas City a strong challenge. And really, I'm just hoping to God that Kansas City does not make another Super Bowl. I can't take that. And I don't think the general viewing public of America can take it. I hope that either Baltimore or Buffalo can take them on and give them a run for their money. But this particular week, I like Buffalo taking on Denver. I just think they're at a different level at home. It's a tough place to play. Give me Buffalo -8.5.
You sniped me, Deuce. That was my second pick.
There we go.
Spread swing.
Well, I'm a little surprised you're still on the board, but as badly as I want the Packers to beat the Eagles in Philly, because it gives the Vikings an opportunity, and we'll know obviously by Monday night, to host a divisional playoff game. Without Christian Watson, I think they're limited. The Packers are their offensive weapons. Philadelphia's going to get Jalen Hurts back. They got
it's Christian street closed Watson.
Yeah, well, I know. I feel bad for him though. He tore his ACL, but the Eagles arguably have the best roster in the game, and I think they're Saquon Barkley is going to eat them up, and I just see Philadelphia winning by a couple touchdowns in that game as it wears on. So I'll take the Eagles at home. They're always tough, so I'll take Philly -4.5 against Go Pack Go.
Spread swing.
They're reeling. They've lost not one in a row. Well, you don't really lose one in a row. They've not lost 2 in a row. They've not lost 3 in a row. They've lost 4 games in a row. And I'm talking about your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Taking on the Baltimore Ravens. 9.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, big number.
A lot of points.
Like Tomlin.
I like Mikey Tomlin. I like
It's
Pittsburgh.
gutsy.
I like Pittsburgh on the road. I'm not even going to predict a Pittsburgh victory, but 9.5 points is an awful lot of points because when the Steelers and the Ravens get together, it's a street fight. And we're going to start getting ready for a street fight.
You better start getting ready now.
That's exactly
Right.
And I think I do think Pittsburgh will cover. I'm almost certain of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could win, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this game. I'll take the Steelers and the 9.5 points.
I like it.
Thank you. Did I snipe you, Tanner?
Swing.
I had that as my 5th pick.
Oh.
I was going to take Pittsburgh, though. They're getting some secondary guys back.
Yeah.
Baltimore's best wide receiver is out for that game.
Flowers?
Yep. April Showers brings Zay Flowers.
And when those two teams play, you just throw the records out the window.
Yeah, correct.
Doesn't matter.
That's a big point spread for that game.
It is.
Oh, man. I got sniped on Buffalo. I am going to go with
Broncos have a good defense.
the game nobody's looking forward to watching. That would be the Superchargers -3 at Houston.
That's my favorite game of the weekend.
I'm going to take the other side. I saw some stat about how often the Houston Texans have played in that first game on Saturday in the playoffs. It's like that's the only spot they get.
Yep.
Houston's just been a weird team all season long. They had big expectations. CJ Stroud was supposed to have a monstrous sophomore season. That just never came to fruition. They've had a bunch of injuries on the offense. They've never been completely in sync. We just saw Houston get destroyed just a couple weeks ago on Christmas by Baltimore, where all they got was a safety on the board. I'm gonna go with Harbaugh here. He's a guy who's coached in the playoffs, in the NFL playoffs before, and has been successful. So I'm gonna take the Superchargers -3 at Houston.
Very good.
All right.
There we go. Fun stuff.
And there we go. That'll put a wrap on Spread Swing.
One of us won't be here next week.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think it'll be you, Tenna.
Wow.
Wow.
I think Tenna's donezo.
You know what?
Washington's going to win.
I think I kind of agree. I think Ted is donezo. Mark, what do you think? Do you think he's donezo too?
I think he's donezo. Oh, my.
So much fun.
It's a great weekend. I mean, it's football galore.
We call it Wild Card Weekend here.
It is, and it starts tonight with college football playoffs and the Wild and the Wolves playing. And
is it Penn State and
Notre Dame
tonight? Who do you like in that one?
Man, that's a coin flip to me. I have no favorite. I just don't. I think it's pretty much as a toss-up. I don't have a rooting interest in either one, to be honest with you.
I despise both teams.
Yeah, I kind of do.
I don't know why. I just don't like either club. So I want to draw, but that unfortunately can't happen.
I'll go with I think the Nittany Lions are going to win tonight.
Do you? Okay. Well,
I think it'll be Nittany Lions in the championship game, and I think they're going to play Ohio State. It's going to be
Ohio State will be Texas.
It's going to be all Big Ten.
Yeah. That would be interesting. Yeah.
It should be interesting. Deuce, you will be you return to class on the 20th. Is that correct?
21st is my first day.
21st.
That's a long ways away.
We get that Monday off.
MLK Day.
Yeah, and then we're back on the.
But you're going to go
21st.
back a little early because your favorite hockey team, the Lincoln Stars, are playing.
You better. I think the Lincoln Stars. I think on the 17th and 18th they take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks all the way from Muskegon.
That's a bitter rivalry.
It's one of the most bitter rivalries in all of the United States Hockey League. Let me tell you,
When those teams don't like each other very much.
No, they don't.
Now, did some? I can't remember. They just played Omaha, right? Their arch rival.
Yeah, they had a game against Omaha a couple weeks ago, and I think we beat them up pretty bad. Another page in the storied rivalry, the I-80 rivalry is what they call it.
Yeah, it's the I-80.
The I-80 rivalry. You know it, Rosie.
Yeah.
Dad knows it. Tenna knows it.
Everybody's heard about it.
I-80.
But I thought, what was it? That game where there was Rubes going crazy, or what game did Rubes get out of hand? I thought Rubes got out of hand at one of your games.
Well, Rubes get out of hand pretty much every game, especially $2 night, because that's when they sell the tall beers for $2 a piece, and that night gets pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
The best story of that night was when one fan. There was a fight that broke out and two guys got ejected.
Right.
One of the players on the opposing team got beat up pretty bad by our guy, sent to the locker room, and as he's walking back to the locker room, a fan yells from the stands, "Man, you got beat!" I forget what the guy's number, 24, you got beat! And the guy from Waterloo, Iowa, he starts trudging up to the stands. He wants a piece of the guy. He looks like he's ready to shred the mitts and go after a guy in the stands. But then the security guard gets the guy. He's like, "Hey, no, we're heading back to the locker room." And then a different security guy looks up to the fan and goes, "You can't do that, man. Get it under control."
And then what about the story about the guy that was playing in a contest and he threw up on the ice?
Oh, God. Yeah,
That's got to be quick.
It was tug of war. And best out of three, the team reversed swept, and one of the stronger guys on the winning team pumps his fists and looks victoriously to the crowd. A split second later, he's vomiting all over the ice.
Great.
And Zambonis and the ice crew had to come clean it up. The entire audience, I was filming it, the entire audience, you could just hear goes, and they see the guy.
That's Lincoln Stars hockey at its best. Never a dull moment.
No.
Dudes,
The Icebox.
I'll see you at home shortly.
Sounds great.
Mark Rosen, we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Tuesday, after the game, Monday night game.
Teddy B, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job. Audra Barton and Max Fuller on Password tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. That'll be tomorrow.
All right.
Lil B at 1 o'clock, then program password. Teddy B, thanks for having me. And
great job.
You too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for spending part of us with us. Is Brett Blakemore in for Justin Guard and Big Ticket? They're next here on The Fan.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.